All right, everybody, we are back with TNA Impact Wrestling for 6/10/2015, which is, if you didn't know, Destination X on Destination America. So this is the Destination X themed Impact, which was kind of cool. Um, I think this is always an exciting night for TNA and TNA fans. Um, Speaking of fans, I'm going to try something different for this review. Just if you notice it, let me know. If you like it, let me know. If you don't notice it, then don't let me know. Anyway, um, but first off, let me just comment on these fans tonight in Orlando. TNA, will you please stop going to Orlando? I am annoyed beyond repair by the Orlando fans. Like they are just so inconsistent. Like there were some matches tonight that I felt like were actually really good, and at the end I'm like I really couldn't get into this match because the fans were just so like not chanting at all, and that's not a thing you can be. But they were just like so bored or so like they weren't trying to be interactive or anything, and it was just kind of weird. Like some of those the X Division qualifiers were really good, and they didn't really get the chances that they needed. Um, I feel like especially the Grado match. They weren't getting behind Grado like they probably should have, and I'm like, you should be really getting behind this guy. He's a fun-loving guy. I don't know if you felt this way tonight about this show. I just felt like the fans just seemed like they weren't even there. Like I felt like at times I was watching an empty arena match, which is actually cooler than what I saw with these freaking fans tonight.
Yeah, there was
Or when
one match in particular that I had an issue with the fans, but I'll get to that when we get to it. But yeah, it just seemed weird in the show, especially for Destination X. Like, this is one of the biggest shows, even though it's a themed show now. Still, the I don't know.
I I agree, but let's get to it. We got a video package on the X Division title. This, the X Division in general, the title is what this night is all about. So we get the cash in of Austin Aries that he wants to cash in this week. We learned that on last week. Any thoughts on this video package we got to start the show?
No, it was a cool video, but we know that Destination X is about the X Division.
All right. So next we get the World Heavyweight Championship match. It's Kurt Angle versus Rockstar Spud. But first, EC3 interrupts this match, and I thought this was kind of cool, especially considering we were going to have two world title matches, and we knew we were going to have two world title matches, um, regardless of how it played out. I like that they were going to do one first and do one for the main event. I just think it was just a nice touch to it. But EC3 comes out. He tells Christie to kindly leave. He talks about how he's the number one contender. He's trying to figure out what the logic is at this point. He's like, I don't understand. I'm number one. Why can everyone jump in front of me and all of this? Angle comes out and he's not really happy. He wants him to shut his mouth. He says he's not going to cancel this match. He was going to have a good old fashioned sit in. EC3 was, but Angle was not having that. Um, EC3 says he should end his career. He says he's so lucky, but Angle says he will snap his freaking ankle in two. So go ahead and try him. So this is what kind of got EC3 out of the ring. Kind of the scare tactics of Kurt Angle here. And we would next up get the Rockstar Spud versus Kurt Angle match. If you guys didn't know, didn't watch last week, or were hoping our review would tell you, Rockstar Spud is cashing in the X Division title tonight for his World Heavyweight Championship shot. So, any thoughts on this kind of promo to start the show, where EC3 is not happy?
Kurt Angle was intense. I liked it. I liked the intensity from Kurt Angle. Um, I thought it was a good opening segment. Not necessarily needed for a pay-per-view themed show. But it was cool. Also, I was excited that the Pope D'Angelo De Niro is back. That's pretty cool. If you don't know, if you're a old school sort of TNA fan, you'll remember him. But that was pretty exciting for me to see him back. But I felt like it was a good opening segment. Got us kind of pumped and wondering what's gonna happen. Because you knew EC3 was gonna do something, but
All right, so I know you are probably very excited for this next match, so I'm gonna give it to you because it's your boy. So I'm gonna give it to you and let you take this next Rockstar Spud versus Kurt Angle match for the TNA Heavyweight Championship of the world.
yeah. So I didn't really write much about this match or any of the matches tonight because we wanted to make this review a little bit shorter. But anyway, I really like this match. I felt like it was a nice kind of change in opponents for Kurt Angle. A smaller, quicker guy like Rockstar Spud. We've seen Kurt Angle in matches with guys like Bobby Roode, Lashley. Guys more his size and more bigger. We haven't really seen him in many matches against a smaller guy. One of the quicker guys. But I thought this was a good match. I was really upset because the underdog, was a 3. After that underdog, it was a 3. It was a 1, a 2, and a 3. So I call bullshit on that. So Rockstar Spud should have been the champ. I'm just saying. I love you, Kurt, but it was a 3. I counted it, and it was a 3.
All right, I like this match. I think the only thing I didn't like about this match is I feel like Josh Matthews overplayed the ultimate underdog thing a little bit much in this match. Kind of counting him out. I think it kind of worked a little bit because it kind of made me feel like maybe Spud will win, just because he is the underdog, and as a fan, you always want the underdog to come out on top, because obviously they're shorter and they're smaller, so they're gonna rise above. Kind of like the ultimate underdog in John Cena. But anyway, anyway.
It actually kind of pissed me off. I'm gonna be honest. When he was just putting him down, it was starting to piss me off a little bit, and I was like, "Shut up, Josh Matthews." Sorry. No, but yeah, it was actually getting under my skin, which is good. That's what guys are supposed to do. Is you're supposed to get under the fans' skin. So props to Josh Matthews for that one. But it was kind of getting annoying a little bit. I was like, stop. Did you just mute yourself again? Did you go out? It happens in every video that we have. Something happens where you're muted. Your mic is muted. I can see it that you're muted. So you need to click the unmute button, and so that I can hear you, because I can't hear you right now with you muted. I can't do it. Unless you're frozen right now, because I can't really tell if you're frozen right now, because you're just kind of staring. Are you frozen? I can't tell. Is he frozen? I don't know. That internet there sucks. Yeah. You're going to have to excuse him. He's in a hotel, and the internet is apparently kicking him off every, 20 minutes. So we're just going to wait a little bit here. So, yeah, you guys sit tight. Sit tight. Nope, he's not back yet. Oh. And he left, and he's going to come back. Yeah, so that happened. Well, look who came back.
Yeah, my computer was about to restart on me, and then it decided against it. So I heard. I don't know if you could hear the buzzing. Could you hear the buzzing?
No.
Okay. Well, it was buzzing, which usually means it's gonna restart anyway. So I just was gonna let it. But I was like, it will be easier if just don't worry about it and just restart it myself. So I did. Now it's just. So where are
We just finished the World Heavyweight Championship match, the first one.
Alright, so I know you were saying something about how you didn't like how Josh Matthews was pointing out the ultimate underdog thing. Um,
Yeah, it was starting to like actually piss me off because it was like I don't know. I feel like with Josh Matthews, they kind of he goes back and forth to like loving, a certain person and then like, completely putting somebody down and it's like there's not consistency. Like with like, let's say Michael Cole and King. Michael Cole will like put somebody down, and be like, "Oh, this guy is not good." Blah blah blah. He hasn't, he doesn't know this. Blah blah blah. Whereas King is, he's supportive. He generally roots for people. I feel like they're trying to put those two characters in one with Josh Matthews, and it doesn't work out. It's just kind of all over the place. I feel like, but he's in this match. He was doing his job. He's trying to get that heat a little bit. Trying to get the Spud fans to be like, "Hey, Spud is awesome, and he got the 3 count, and they just cheated him out of the title."
yeah, but I did like this match. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was actually it was really good for that underdog to like experience veteran type of a thing we got here. I liked it. Um, Next we get the Dollhouse calling out Awesome Kong. Um, Taryn Terrell says she had something special planned for Destination X. She said the Dollhouse will never disappoint. We will square off and see who's the best and the sexiest knockouts of them all. Talking about her and Awesome Kong, she says we will have a lingerie pillow fight, and if you don't wear this, she looks at Marty, and Marty wasn't paying attention. She was in La La Land, in Dollhouse Land, I guess. Um, she said, "Marty, you don't get a shot at this." I thought that was funny. Um, how she screamed at Marty. Any thoughts on this? I was like, if Awesome Kong does this, I don't even know. I don't know if I should love her for being bold or if I should be not as loving.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was okay, you know. I I was ready to tag myself in and be like, hey, you know what, Kong, I got this. I got this. I'll get that title for you. I'll get it. I'll go. I will take that match. I'll take all three of them on at once if I have to. I got this. Uh, but yeah, yeah.
Alrighty. All right, so next we get a video package on Rockstar Spud, giving up the title, basically setting the stage for Low Key, Manic, Crazy Steve, DJZ, Tigre Uno, Cruz. I don't know where Arrhenius or whatever the guy's name was, the other Lucha Libre type of a guy was, but Cruz now, Mandrews, Kenny King, and Grado to have their chance at the title. Next we get Low Key versus Manic versus Crazy Steve. Do you have any thoughts on that video package at all?
No. The way they set up tonight, I didn't like. I thought all these guys were going to be in a big Ultimate X match because that's what you think of when you think Destination X. You think of an Ultimate X match for the X Division title, and it would have been awesome with all these guys, especially some of these guys who haven't been in. Most of these guys who haven't really been in an Ultimate X match for the X Division title. I don't think, you know. Um, and it would just suck that they didn't even have an Ultimate X match at all in this Destination X show. But they kind of made up for it a little bit with some good triple threat matches, but still, I felt like there should have been an Ultimate X match.
I agree. So we get the Spider-Man type of a thing with Manic, and then I think it was Crazy Steve who did a similar thing, except in his crazy way. We know how Crazy Steve does it. He does it only one way, and that's crazy. So Manic, he's caught with a round kick by Low Key, and Crazy Steve gets that biting going on Manic here, and Low Key catches him with a nice roundhouse kick while being held up by Manic. I thought that was a cool move there. Manic, simply just showing why he's the best or one of the best, and he does it every single match consistently. Low Key drop kicks through Manic into through Manic and Crazy Steve. So no more Manic, no more Crazy Steve. It's over. Warriors Way on Manic for the win. I definitely like this match. I thought it was really good. I think Manic is one of those guys who just is consistently good. Crazy Steve, consistently crazy, I guess. And Low Key is the same way, just consistently good, I would say. Any thoughts on this match?
Yeah. I felt like them putting these three in a match was really great booking. They all worked really well together. They kept it exciting. You didn't know really what was gonna happen next because these guys could have done anything. Dude, your overlay is not working. Just let it go. Your overlay is not working. Anyway, but I felt like that Warrior's Way looked really high. Like it looked like he hit him in the jaw. I don't know if you caught that, but it just looked really up way too high. But Low Key wins. I don't know. I kind of wanted Manic to win this one, but Low Key's good, I guess. It's not Crazy Steve because that would have been awesome. Just saying. But yeah, it was a really good match. It was a fun match to watch, I thought.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't know you could tell that I was trying my best to get this overlay to work. But anyway, next we get a Grado interview, and he says he needs to prove to everyone that he is, the X Division He says he got to lose a couple of pounds. He's got to make weight. That's what you do when you go into a fight. You got to make weight. He says he can, he can parkour. He can do it. He says he's gonna make it over this box. He says, you know what? No, 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 no. That one's too short. He's gonna go over the taller one. He kind of runs into it and kind of just rolls over it. So he did it basically. He got it done. It's basically what Grado does. He gets it done. Um, but any thoughts on this Grado interview,
Oh,
parkour
Grado.
debut? I don't know.
I love Grado. He, I was thinking about it, and he kind of reminds me of Dusty Rhodes. Like I think Grado is the Scottish Dusty Rhodes. I'm just saying. Just his the way he walks to the ring, his attire kind of reminds me of Dusty Rhodes. Just his in general, his character kind of reminds me a little bit of Dusty Rhodes, which is part of why I like him so much. Um, but the segments he had tonight were just hilarious.
All right, so basically, we get some news that Mickey James was not physically harmed by the accident last week. I meant to mention this at the top of the show, but with all the craziness, forgot about it. Uh, if you didn't see the show last week, Mickey James got pushed by James Storm into, I don't even know, just onto the train tracks, and then we hear the train, but she wasn't actually hurt. Um, I saw some rest in peace for Mickey James kind of parodies on the on Twitter last week before I even got a chance to even watch the show. So I was like, I know something crazy is gonna happen. Any thoughts on that?
No, I didn't see that part of last week's show, so I was kind of confused a little bit. I was like, wait, what? What?
All right. So next we get Tigre Uno versus Mandrews versus DJZ. I'm gonna let you take this one because Mandrews is in this match, even though.
My boy, Mark Andrews, just the best ever, really. Let's be honest, the best ever. Just say it. Again, this one was excellent booking. It's just kind of a crazy match. It was hard to kind of really review this match because it was one of those matches where it's like, I was afraid to look away because something awesome was going to happen. I felt like the only negative in this match really that I could find, because all these guys impressed me. The new change in DJZ has kind of impressed me, where I wasn't really a fan of him before. I love Mandrews. Tigre Uno is awesome. But the only thing, the downside was I kind of wanted all of these guys to win. Like, I couldn't decide which one. I was like, I want Mandrews to win, but DJZ is awesome, and Tigre Uno. And I have to admit, my jaw kind of dropped when Tigre Uno won. I was like, wait, what? What? But I mean, I'm excited. Give him a little bit of a push. It's not my boy Mandrews, but I mean, I guess, freaking Mandrews. Thoughts? Before I cry.
I like this match too. We got some good things from each and every one of these guys. DJZ is, really good. I ever since he debuted in TNA, with the whole Zima Ion hairspray thing, I've always liked him. So he's really good, and I was hoping I could see another X Division title run with him, especially kind of for the fans that kind of just joined TNA and don't really know who DJZ is. But Tigre Uno does win this match, and I know it was kind of hard to look away in this match. I don't know if you caught this at the end, but when Tigre Uno hit the Sabertooth splash on Mandrews, which was amazing, did you see his knee hit Mandrews' face?
Yeah.
Ow! Can I cry for him? Because that's a little bit painful there. Like, ow. You got any thoughts on the knee to the face there,
Should have been
probably inadvertent.
qualification, automatic win, Mandrews. Just saying.
I don't think that's how that works.
If it was WWE, that's how that would have worked.
All right. After the match, Jesse Goddards attacks DJZ, and are we getting a new feud with DJZ and Jesse, or are we gonna get like a trifecta bromance feud? Or I don't know what they're doing with Jesse right now. He basically just threw DJZ out of the ring here and beat him down. Any thoughts on Jesse attacking DJZ?
Um, when he threw DJZ out of the ring over the top rope, it actually looked like DJZ legitimately hurt his arm because like he landed on it really hard. Um, but I you know I mean it would be cool to see them maybe put him in a feud with either DJZ or maybe both DJZ. Um, uh, you know, I just I don't know what they're doing with him because I feel like they can't. The only way they could change his character is to make him super serious, but I don't think he's that. He's kind of TNA's version of the Miz because both of them came from reality TV shows. So they I don't know. I really don't know what they're gonna do with him, and I feel like that's kind of where they are right now. They don't know exactly what they're doing with him, so he's just kind of attacking his former partners, and maybe it'll bring something up, but I just hope we kind of keep seeing more of him because I want to see him develop more of his in ring work and his character because I like him in the ring, but I feel like he's still a little bit stiff. He's not as exciting as DJZ or anybody really. He has there was always something about him that just bothered me. That just he seemed stiff. Like he seemed like just one dimensional. And I want him to kind of develop a little bit more and see more out of him. But I kind of like the little bit darker side of him coming out, with the angry side. But I don't know. It's just I don't know what they're gonna do with him, And Robbie E is just I thought they were gonna change his character, but they can't, and I don't know what they're doing with him. I feel like they're pushing him around too. They started the storyline with Brooke, and then that stopped, and then I don't know.
All right. Next we get Grado. Still looking to lose his weight at this point. I can't remember if this is when he had the trash bag on him or not. With Tigre Uno, he was trying to do everything, making sure Tigre Uno did understand him. He wanted to speak some Spanish. Try to figure out, make sure congratulate Tigre Uno, and really kind of introduce himself here. This is a funny moment too. You got any thoughts on Tigre Uno and Grado kind of talking?
Another great Grado segment. I love when he walks away and Tigre Uno unsnaps his mask and he goes, "Jackass." It's like, yes. It was awesome. Every segment tonight made me love Grado even more.
I definitely agree. So next we get Dan Terrell versus Awesome Kong and lingerie pillow fight for the Knockouts title. Maybe. Terrell comes out and she says, "Looks like it's time for the sexiest match of the night." I'm sure what those X Division guys do is exciting, but I'm gonna get your blood going in a different way. That's true. But she says if Kong wants to play, she's gonna come out here in that sexy lingerie that rhymes. Um, and then Kong's music hits. She obviously doesn't have, the the outfit that they got for her. And Jade says, "We got you something really pretty to wear." She was not happy. Um, she was like, "It was even in your size," and she started giggling. She says, "Why don't you turn around and go put it on?" Um, Kong basically just takes out Marty and Jade. Terrell says, "Well, oops, what a tease I am. Christy just announced me as the winner of this match." And then Brooke comes out. She's like, what you're doing is kind of a disgrace. Um, it's a little much. You promised to defend you promised you would defend your promise tonight, and I have no problem fighting you at any time in any match. Can we see this match, please? Let's do it. I'm ready. But Terrell says, "I didn't challenge you. I suggest you turn around and walk out of this ring." Brooke says, "I just got to get something off my chest," and she attacks Taryn Terrell, takes off the robe that she was wearing, and um, basically Terrell was embarrassed and she runs away. So I feel like we kind of got this Brooke, not only Brooke but Awesome Kong and Taryn Terrell thing going on right now. Any thoughts on that?
Brooke is hot. Brooke is all kind of hot. But no, I don't know. Um, I just I just want to see an actual match between Terrence Terrell and Austin Kong for the title, or Terrence Terrell against Brooke. That'd be a good match. But in Awesome Kong's defense, she did have new ring gear on this week, so she did change a little bit into something different. Um, but I don't know. I think Vince McMahon came over and he wrote this segment too. But yeah, this was a or Eric Bischoff must have been there.
All right. So next we're backstage with the Dirty Heels, and Rude's like, "You think this is a good night to kind of try this again?" He says, "I'm gonna make sure that what happened before it doesn't happen again with EY." I was actually expecting an EY Bobby Roode match because of that, or a fight or something, some kind of confrontation, but none at all, which was weird. Um, he says the Dirty Heels are back tonight. Don't worry about the tag team titles. We got that. When you do win the World Heavyweight Championship, though, I get the first shot. Um, Aries says, absolutely. So, any thoughts on the Dirty Heels? Kind of taking a break from the tag team titles to focus on the world title tonight.
No. You know, I just thought from this segment, I felt like I really didn't think Aries was gonna win the title tonight because he's already in a feud title picture for the tag team titles, and usually they don't put multiple titles on a guy, unless they're really big, like like a Kurt Angle or a John Cena type guy, and even then they don't really put multiple titles on them anymore because it takes away from one title. I feel like. So I felt like I was pretty sure he wasn't gonna win the world heavyweight title because he's already gonna be going for the tag team titles. But it still got it got you pumped for the match tonight.
Definitely. Next we get Grado one more time. He brings out the scale. Uh, he says, "Got to make sure he's made weight, for this X division." Uh, he takes down the straps, just drops them, just drops the tights there, and you know, not Bischoff, but Borash says it's not about weight limits, it's just about no limits. Grado's like, "So I'm not too fat for the X division." then he runs out and gets ready for his match. Um, Love this dude. Love Grado. The man he's so entertaining. And if they play it right, he could be entertaining and good because I like what he does in the ring. I really do. And we'll see that coming up next. Any thoughts on Grado um, weighing literally for the X
He
division?
is amazing. He is probably my new favorite person ever. I love Grado. I I was so excited for the match after this. I was like, this is gonna be a great match.
All right, Grado. Obviously, he came out with the fanny pack. I would love to see this with a title. He he throws it up like the title, similar to what The Rock used to do. I think he even smells the air as well when he comes out. It's just so funny, especially just with the fanny pack. It just kind of it's just crazy. I don't know what he carries in there that he can treat as a title like that, but I love it. First off, what is Kenny King wearing? What is this mask he came out in? Uh, I don't even know what that thing was. He needs to not wear that again. But King strikes Grado. Cruz kind of using that lucha style that he kind of knows. Um, Grado taking away the punches, but is hit with a roundhouse kick by Kenny King. Kenny King is in control at this point. Nice corner drop kick as Cruz is kind of set to the side in the corner. I thought that was a nice thing. Um, King trying to keep Grado down, but Cruz can't lift Grado for the German. Um, Grado trips Cruz up and rolls him up for two. I like that little goofy trip up roll up thing you did there. King with the royal flush on Cruz. Um, and then we get the flip flop and fly that's met with a chop on Grado. Grado then does the flip flop and fly again. Um, and he does hit it this time. The straps are down. We get the cannonball on Cruz for the win. So Grado is in the three-way whatever match we're gonna see. I would kind of like to see a ladder match. It's for some reason I feel like it's been a while since I've seen a three-person ladder match in TNA. So I kind of would be interested in seeing a ladder match for this one. But who knows? I would love to see Grado win it. He's a newer guy, but so we got Grado, Tigre, Uno, and who's the last guy? You remember who the last guy is? I don't.
Grado, Tigre Uno, and Loki.
Yeah, so I feel like I would like it more if it was one of the others and not low key because he's won it recently and it's just gonna go back to the BDC and then they're gonna drop it after like a week. So I don't really want to see low key win it. You got any predictions on who's gonna win it? I'm gonna go with Grado. I want Grado to win it.
Yeah, I wanted it to be newer guys, not low key. Um, I just didn't like that low key won the match. I thought it should have been either Manic or Crazy Steve. But I feel like it's going to be low key. It just feels like it. But I would rather it be maybe Grado. I think Grado would be an awesome um, you know champion. I think I personally think he would be the best X Division champ ever. Just period. You know.
Over Rockstar Spud?
Okay. It's a tie. It's a tie. It's too close to call. It's too close to call. Um, but yeah, I thought this was a good match. Cruz was really impressive in the beginning. I really liked him. Grado wins, which I was excited about. Kind of surprised again because I was expecting Kenny King to win. It just, seemed like something they would do, But I thought it was funny. There was one girl in the front row giving a thumbs down, not amused at all that Grado won. Everyone else is cheering. She's just like, I thought that was pretty funny. But I'm excited for the match. Hopefully, it's a good triple threat match.
Yeah, I noticed that girl too. I was like, she is not happy. She was like, I want Kenny King to win. I don't know what was going on. I'm glad I didn't do the Kenny King low key thing because it would have just been weird. And I feel like it's there's too much going on with the BDC and the Rising for one of them to have the title. It doesn't, it's not like Micah or Eli Drake or even Drew Galloway are gonna challenge for the title because they're more concerned with the BDC as a whole, not necessarily the title. So it doesn't make any sense to give them the title anyway. What are they gonna do? Just let it disappear like it did before? Um, but anyway, we got Bram running the cameraman duties here. He's stepping on the cameraman's head at this point. He says Destination X is a stupid name. He says he doesn't really like history, so he's gonna go make some bloody history. Um, and I'm gonna go through the Bram promo as well. Uh, Bram cuts a promo, and I'm not gonna go through it all because it's relevant, but not really. Um, he talks about how he hates the X Division more, and Slammiversary is a big celebration of history. And he hates history, he hates the past. He's calling out any past TNA superstar. He says the past, the present, and the bloody future will be written by me, which I like this promo. I think Bram kind of trying to make a name for himself. And I'll tell you who comes out after Casey gives his thoughts on these two things.
Yeah, Bram apparently attacked the cameraman. Again, I say apparently because, apparently, there was an attack by, some would say it was by Kevin Owens a couple weeks back on, but, again, we throw around that word apparently, we didn't see what happened, so that cameraman could have fallen. And Bram was just helping him. He was helping him do his job. He fell down. He couldn't get up. Hideo fell down. He tripped. He hurt himself. It had nothing to do with Kevin Owens. But anyway, I like that Bram kind of called out any past TNA star. I was really excited. I was like, oh, who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? And I was hoping it wasn't going to be somebody who was just gone for like 2 weeks and came back. I was hoping it was somebody, from the past, you know what I mean? Somebody who's been gone for at least a couple years that we kind of would be excited about. And I was pleasantly surprised. So I'll let you get into that.
All right. So next we get Bram versus none only than Crimson, which was cool. I was very excited for this because I was like, Crimson. I like Crimson during his undefeated streak and everything. I liked what Crimson did before, and I'm hoping he's back permanently. I'm not sure. I have to check the roster page real quick after I give my thoughts on this match. But I was definitely excited. He's a young guy. He's pretty young. He's 30. So I thought it was cool to see him back in TNA again. So Crimson takes down Bram early, but Bram takes control on the outside. Get a nice T-bone suplex by Bram. Rings of Saturn on Bram, though. Crimson showing that submission background. Bram bites the hand to reverse to get out of the submission attempt. Then we get the brighter side of suffering for the win by Bram. It wasn't as short as the notes made it seem to be, but I thought it was pretty good. It kind of let you see a little bit of Crimson, let you see a little bit of Bram, but I also think they could probably do some good stuff in the future if they keep it going. And I'm curious to see what they're going to do with this future past thing that Bram is not a fan of. This past guys thing. Is he going to call out someone every week and they're going to come out, or is it just going to be Crimson for now? You got any thoughts on Bram versus Crimson?
Yeah, well, first of all, Crimson comes out, and I marked out. I was going crazy, and no reaction from anyone else ever. I have never seen a more dead crowd with a return, ever. It was almost like they didn't even know who he was. No reaction. There was no pop. There was no cheering. There was nothing. And that upset me. I was like, dude, like, come on. You know, but I thought this was really good booking. Again, there was a lot of good booking tonight for this show. You know, I felt like this could make an awesome feud. You know, especially since they kind of completely forgot about again. And again, this is a thing that TNA apparently does with NXT similarly. They just forget feuds that are awesome, like the feud with you know, um, Magnus, they kind of just forgot about that. Um, so it's cool to kind of at least give Bram something to do now that makes a little bit more sense than him just kind of randomly attacking people. But I was really excited to see the Rings of Saturn because I haven't seen that submission since Saturn did it. That was years ago. So that was really cool to see an older submission that we haven't seen in a while. Bram wins, but I hope that they do a feud with Bram and Crimson, or at least keep Crimson around. Maybe bring like you said, possibly bring in some more old past TNA stars. Have him keep calling people out. Because I like seeing the guys that from the past come back.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. There was no reaction at all, and I was like, why is there no reaction at all? Do you guys not know who this guy is? Because I really liked Crimson when he was in TNA before. Um, him and Matt Morgan, I like them a lot. Um, but I don't know. It was just this crowd tonight. Next we get an Angle interview, and he says it's gonna be historic. I had two matches. He said Spud took me to the limit. I guarantee this match will be match of the year. No one is gonna take this from this. It's real. Um, then after that, we get EC3's predictions for the for the title match. He was asked if he had any predictions by the cameraman. He says, "Congrats, Kurt Angle, you beat Rockstar Spud. But I'm the real number one contender. I am enraged. I know no bounds. You dared me to throw the first punch. When I throw the first punch, you're not getting up." I like this. I like to hear EC3 get kind of intense a little bit. I think it's always a cool thing. I think EC3 can does some good character work here. Any thoughts on EC3's predictions and or the Angle interview before his match?
No, you know, it just reminded us that EC3 is probably going to do something. So keep your eyes out. Keep watching. The outside of the ring. Waiting for him to pop in there. But I'm not necessarily a fan of EC3 as a character, but I do like the change from WWE not giving him a chance at all to him, how much he's grown and how big he is in TNA now. It's kind of cool.
All right. So next we got the main event of the evening: Austin Aries versus Kurt Angle for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Um, Early on, we see the technical ability of these guys um, really well here in the early going. Aries comes back with this speedy attack. He reverses the German suplex. Aries gets it going. We get the brainbuster that's reversed, but Angle gets the best with the back suplex here. Aries caught with a belly to belly and the Germans, because that's what Angle does. Suplex repeat, baby. Angle slam reversed into the DDT for 2. We get a nice transition into the last chancery from that DDT there. Angle reversed that into the ankle lock. It was really good, transitional wrestling here from one move to the next, where we got good transitions from submissions. I think Kurt Angle is one of the best at doing that, and so is Aries. Aries has his moments with the transitions as well. I think he does a really good job. Um, a little bit later in the match, we get the 450 hit for a really long two by Austin Aries. They start the trade strikes, and Angle goes for the angle slam, but that's reversed. Angle, gets sent outside of the ring. We get the suicide dive, which was kind of the turning point in this match when Aries hits the guardrail. Angle slam into the leverage pin, but Angle gets the ankle locked back in. Grapevines the leg, and when Angle sits down on the leg and he locks it in, it's over. So that's the ankle lock for the win by Kurt Angle. He is still the TNA World Champion. I really like with this match that they did the official introduction for this match and the match before, because it felt like it was a real world title match. So after the match, EC3 attacks, and basically this is basically setting up for the future, more so next week where they're gonna have their contract signing. Any thoughts on the main event of the evening?
Um, it was an okay match. I feel like we see, Austin Aries, Kurt Angle enough, um, together in matches, and then just in general in the main event picture. So I wasn't that excited about it. And I also, I, and this is nothing against Kurt Angle because I love Kurt Angle, but I felt like Kurt Angle basically John Cena this match, and just fought through everything ever. I mean everything. He just fought through it just like John Cena. The Brainbuster, the last Chancery, everything, just everything. It was bad. But yeah, like I thought, like I figured, and he's talking to somebody right now. Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? Who is you? What is up with that? I don't know. But it was a good match. I'm excited to see what's gonna go on. Hopefully we'll finally get EC3 Kurt Angle again. A good match. Um, and but you know, I just still kind of wanted Rockstar Spud, oh boy, to win the title. Because it was a 3. It really was a 3. It was a 1, a 2, and a 3. And and then he kicked out after the 3. So that doesn't count as a kick out. If you kick out after the 3, you still lost. I'm just saying. But
Sorry, I was talking to my dad because he and I are in a hotel. So there's no like privacy of my own home here. Uh, but yeah, I thought this match was really good. I feel like with the fans once again, you can't really enjoy it. I feel like the fans actually were into this match, and maybe it was because it was the main event and it was the last match of the night, and it was a world title match that kind of made them excited for it. Um, I'm excited for EC3 Kurt Angle. I've been excited for EC3 Kurt Angle since EC3 Kurt Angle. Every time EC3 faces Kurt Angle, something bad happens to Kurt Angle. So I hope nothing bad happens to Kurt Angle, so I can actually enjoy EC3 versus Kurt Angle. If you're getting me here, we haven't really been able to see it yet. Every time, like, every time for once in my life, and I feel like we're gonna get the first match of this feud at Slammiversary, where EC3 will, in fact, win the title. I know it. It's Slammiversary, so it's going to be a big event. I'm excited for it. But I tried to do something new, and then my computer hated me tonight, so I got away from doing anything new ever. I just did the old thing because I didn't want weird things with my computer happening again. I tried to put my overlay back up. It was not working. I'll prove it to you. Still not working. But anyway, you got any final thoughts on this?
Uh, no, I thought this was a pretty, even though it wasn't set up the way I wanted it to, I wanted an Ultimate X match with all those guys. It's still really good booking tonight, even without that match. I just felt like the fans kind of killed it in a way. They took a lot of the life out of the show. I felt like just being so dead. Um, but it was an okay show. Yeah.
All right, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Um, I'll try something new with the next one. Pay-per-view is a pay-per-view. I'm not taking it from any uh, just try right new that I was gonna try this. Everybody talks about Peter, and I will see you guys later. If you haven't commented yet, leave your comments if you have anything to say. If you haven't subscribed yet, what's wrong with you? What is wrong? Weird things happen, and I'm still here. So subscribe. Casey, any other thoughts? Say bye to the people. Anything?
Lots of people. I don't have anything else.
All right. See you guys later for the Money in the Bank review 2015. Oh yeah! Y'all hear that? Y'all hear it? I heard it. People are excited, so we got to get to it. So I hope you guys come back for the review. I hope you guys enjoy. See you